Hello, hello, I'm here again, and welcome to another session of Handmade Talks. I will be waiting for people to connect so that, we can give some chance, basically, to everyone to be attending this session. Because actually, last time I was advised by people to, to give a little bit of time so that they can join us today. And yeah, I will just be, waiting for everybody here. And I will be just telling you basically a little bit of our guest today. So so yeah, today we're gonna have a very important person for me. Actually, she's my friend, and she has been my friend for a long time. For people who might not know me, I can tell you that I've been living in China for 8 years. Currently, I am not there. I am in Colombia, and I met LuizA, our guest today, there in China. So basically, I met her when she was, she was a professor teaching English, and she was just great at it. But I didn't know that she had like a artist side. And in the last 2 to 3 years in China, she has been showcasing her art in Shenzhen, which is our city. And basically it's just been great because I didn't know that she had so much talent. And I invited her today because I wanted also to let you guys see her talent. So basically, yeah, we're just are gonna be waiting for a little bit of, I think, some people more, and then I will just continue. So yeah, as I was telling you before, she's currently in Armenia, and I am in Colombia, as I mentioned to you before. But we are still very connected because I think, because when you meet this type of people that you have so many things in common, you just keep the conversation, you just keep in touch, and that's just great. So I will be asking her to join us right now, and just a second, I will just set up everything, like all my tools here before I invite her. So yeah, I will just invite her now. I will check her request. Join us shortly. Hello.
Hello.
Let's say this. It's 10 a.m. in Colombia, and how like what time is it right now in Armenia?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, so then you guys see like the difference of time, and we're just making this working, like so. It's great. It's great that we can just connect anywhere, in the world. So yeah, I was telling everybody. Okay. First of all, how are you, LuizA? I'm so glad to have you here. Thanks so much for joining in this Handmade Talks. This is our second Handmade Talks, and I'm like super grateful that you accept this conversation or this invitation, actually. So yeah, how are you? How is everything for you?
That's a very difficult question to answer now.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
true.
later, but personally, me, I'm so excited. I'm so great and grateful also that I'm here, and this is a platform we can use to inform people about things and about us
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yeah, for people who are not like currently knowing like the news, Armenia is going through some, let's say, political changes right now, and like everybody has their opinion about like the situation. And in this channel, we're not gonna talk about politics, but our let's say our wish is that everybody's just like uh, that everything will be solved soon, and that everybody's okay, and that can end soon, basically. So like our wishes for you is just to really to take care of your family, and yeah, to continue doing the art that you are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's start with this conversation because I have like so many questions, really nice for you. And yeah, basically what I was telling everybody here is that I got to know you when I was in China, and I got to know you because you were a professor doing like teaching English basically. And after like 2 or 3 years, I've been knowing that you have some great talent in art, like something that you handmade basically, that you take pieces of like everything basically, like from apricot seeds to jeans or stuff like that. And I think that's great because you know, like so many people, they don't have like the vision to transform something into something beautiful. So I just want to ask you, like, how did you started to create? Like, I know that for a fact that you study art, but I want to know how did you start to create, and like why, basically.
Um, when I was a little kid, basically, and then I had my father who was a painter, but of course, like he didn't have an academic background for being a painter. But I started to copy him. I was maybe 4 years, 5 years old. I don't remember. Like I started to copy him, and I started to copy some his storybooks, like some animals, bears. I remember still. And then because my father painted human figures, like he painted a girl with some basket carrying some apples or something, and then I started to copy that. And from that day, I started to love human figure and everything connected with human. So I started like that, and then continued creating because that was a way out for me in any difficult situation, and also during happiness. Let's say fall in love and let's paint, break up and let's paint.
Yeah, that's cool. And well, I want to really know, like, because as I mentioned before, you can take any piece, like anything that you can see, like in the sand, or like you know, some materials. I want to know, like, why do you know, like, how do you see the creativity, or like how do you start to create something out of like something that is like super normal for us? How is that process?
Well, that's a little bit difficult, and I mean not difficult but long to explain. But I will try to cut it short. So basically, how I create is that I'm so emotional person, and when I feel the happiness and the sadness, I feel it so sharp. And if I don't paint, then I think I will go crazy. So I think this is a way to heal myself and also calm me down. And art is also some kind of a therapy for me, or medication, because I used to have like communication issues and inner issues, like maybe you know, like majority of people have these difficult times. But it went on and on in my life, and now at the verge of 30, I feel so peaceful, so harmonious. Of course, like I'm having ups and downs from time to time, but I overcame that communication issues. And when I look back, especially when you asked me to you invited me for Handmade Talks, I started to ask me more questions about myself, and I started to understand that art helped me to solve my inner problems, communication problems with society, with myself. Also, and so this is a way out. And then when I walk, for example, along the street, I see some faces in the trees, for example, or when I see
In the
some.
clouds or something.
Also, that's also my leisure time activity, like just lay on and just start to see all the things. Yeah. And basic, I can, for example, eat something and then I see something, let's say an eye or a rose or something, and then I start to create that. This is for, you know, like jewelry or anything else. But for the paintings, when I'm having these strong emotions, there is some kind of a screen like here, and then that kind of image comes. Like let's say I'm suffering or I'm crying or whatever, and then that image is just like appearing like a screen, and sometimes I am seeing it so in detail that I just paint what I see. I'm just copying what I see.
Okay,
And
that's cool.
sometimes no, it's not exactly, but I see some vague something, I start to create, and while creating I see something else and I create. So these are like different ways, but basically, yeah, inspiration.
That's cool. And yeah, well, actually, you were saying something about the apricot seed, and I wanted to emphasize on that. Like, you basically see, like you told me before that you when you have sorry, when you have the seed, you actually see like forms or shapes, and then you actually start to paint with what you see. So basically, I just wanted to ask you, like how these images come to you. Like, I know that it's like difficult to explain, but I just wanted to know a little bit about the process, and also to ask you to show us some of the jewelry that you make with this material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before that, I want to say basically my creations are divided into two parts. One is like a collage or painting, and another is wearable something or usable. Like it can be ties, I don't know, scarves, jewelry. So I divide into two parts. And I can say one is mostly for spiritual or soul, that is like the painting. And the second one, like for everyday use, is like art into daily activities. So yeah, I have several things here I would like to show. So for example, I was maybe 7 years ago, I created this maybe 7 years ago. So these are oak trees. So like these are the caps of the oak trees, and the little oaks still like not ripened, and these are the coffee beans. So this is like yeah, just some. So these are the earrings, and this one is left, like just disappeared. I think I lost somewhere, and this one is
Okay.
left. So this is just like I was walking, and I found this because we have lots of oak trees in Yerevan, in my
Nice.
city. And so I just like them, and I started to use them. And as for the oh, for example, we have like everlasting flowers in Armenia, and my mom, I mean, my grandma would collect them from mountains, and we used to drink tea, especially in winter because it's cold and we were gathered around. And one day I loved them so much, so I started to make them wearable things.
Nice.
And these are everlasting, like they don't fade, they don't wilt, so you just hold them.
It's crazy.
And
Actually,
and
I remember that you gave me for my bachelorette party one of your creations. You gave me like two earrings and one beautiful bracelets with, I think, this flower. So of course I keep that with me. It's not here with me in Colombia, unfortunately, but it's in China somewhere in my apartment. So yeah, I
oh,
mean,
the
I
yellow
know that
flower. I forgot
yeah.
almost.
Yeah, and it's really beautiful. I think I haven't seen that flower, of course, like maybe in in Colombia, sorry. It doesn't grow that one, of course. But yeah, we do have coffee beans here, because of course in Colombia we are well known for that. But yeah, it's really nice. And what is the other thing that you wanted to show us there? Because I interrupted you.
Yeah, no problem. That was great to recall it, and also that day. And let's continue with peach stones. So the first time, like I was eating peach, and like the peach stone has lots of curves, like natural already curves. And I was just eating one summer evening, and then I saw it's like so cool, and then I started to imagine the rose, and I started to carve it with wooden tools, and then paint it, and then cover it with some spray,
That's
and
so
here we
beautiful.
go.
Yeah, and you use it as a color, right? Like as a necklace.
Yeah, 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 like
Hmm.
this. Yeah. exactly. So this
Oh,
is some of my friends, they call this the Firefox, but just because of the colors. But these are like very classic color contradictions, like the Van Gogh used, right? The blue and the yellow. I think that that's always you know, from nature, this contrast. So there is a little boat there, the ocean, the clouds, yeah.
nice.
So yeah,
It's
and
very beautiful colors, actually. It's very
really,
nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
people
like
say
them.
it's too bright.
No, I don't think so. Well, it works perfectly for my, type of weather. So it's just
Really.
perfect. It matched perfect. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, that's very cool that you could show us that, because actually, for the people here, LuizA is not that's not only like make some like art and paintings, but she works with so many different materials. And I was wondering, because I think, it's related to that. Like, how did you do when you were in China, like in order to get these materials, and how are you doing in Armenia right now, in the situation that you're unfortunately living, to get to get your materials to do your art?
Hmm. You are absolutely right. When I came to China, I mean, I lived in China for 4 years, and when I went to China, I in fact took some apricot stones with me because they are like inseparable for me. Like I'm making this kind
Mm,
of eyes, and yeah, like with
yeah.
different colors. And
Oh.
so I took that took with me because I knew that one day I would love to start to create them. So in China, I started to do that when I started to, you know, get adjusted to the environment, and you know, how, even to learn how to buy what we like,
Mm.
to understand what is that, and start to find edible things. And then I started to create more. I felt, you know, calm, comfortable at my work teaching English because I graduated, like I have bachelor's and master's at linguistics, because when I was a child, I used to, you know, paint with my father, but that was after the Soviet Union, collapse of Soviet Union. So we didn't really have, like, you know, high economy, and my parents were like, if you go to study art, then it will be difficult to earn your living. So let's go ahead and find some modern profession, English. And then it was like,
Yeah.
okay. And in fact, I didn't go to the pedagogic department because I didn't like to teach. And then I started to earn my living by
Mm.
teaching, and teaching brought me to China. So yeah, let's like, don't run away.
Yeah.
So I started to create, having like meeting people, beautiful people like you and a lot of others from ISAF, having a lot of exhibitions, and people loved my art, and I got more inspiration and energy from people. And then, yeah, and then
Well,
and then coronavirus.
okay.
Yeah, that
Okay, yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah.
I know.
Uh,
But then what do you think it's like your most the toughest thing for you, like the biggest challenge that you've ever had when you talk about your career in this art scene, let's say.
mhm, mhm. I would mention two things. The first one, when I had difficulty to call me an artist because I graduated at linguistic university, and then I took some courses, you know, art, academic basics, but it was not an academic. And so I had this, you know, shortage or complex to call me
Mm,
an artist. But then I discovered myself also with the help of Shenzhen Artist Group that we lived in our city, as we say.
of course.
But that was the first difficult thing, to call me myself an artist, and I accepted it. And the second
Mm,
one is I created my name, my logo, my brand, everything in China. I had all my materials already ready, like papers, epoxy, everything. And then I'm going to travel for Chinese New Year with my mochila, with my suitcase, only for the beach, you know. And then because it's hot and we are traveling, and then the borders are closing, and with that small suitcase, I'm winter here, and the snow is falling, and then I have nothing here, Like all my materials are there. Here I have just a couple of things. And so the shock was there. So I think the second one was the second biggest shock in my art career, but I'm getting by.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm glad that, like it doesn't, affect you so much in your creative process. And like, of course, like we are all in this together, like in this coronavirus crisis, and we just want us to get out someday, but soon. Yeah, well, can you were talking about your brand, right? Like you created the brand in China. I know that you also have support, sorry, from the Shenzhen Artist Group, and also I saw your family there supporting you, like in different exhibitions and so on. I was also there, so I just wanted to like ask you, how is that process like of building your brand, and also what's the like the core value of your brand, sorry.
My brand is just a physical appearance of my art because that's art and you have to put some logo. But the core of my art is to serve humanity. And in fact, at first, my art served only for myself because also I was more egoistic. I mean, because I told you, like art was the solution, my medication to calm me down, to find my harmony. But recent years, starting from my visit to Cambodian Genocide Museum, and then the Amazon forest fires, and then Australian bushfires, and current, and then BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement, and now Armenian situation when we are facing like the threat of second genocide. This like sharpened all my feelings connected, like art activism. So I consider my art as an art activism, and I consider the value of my art to use my voice to talk about things that matter. And I really love Martin Luther King's quote that is, you will, our lives will start to end the day we stop talking about things that matter. And I think like right now we are talking, or for example, even your brand, like your platform. I'm so excited about your platform because you are bringing the culture that is sometimes omitted from history books. And this is another art activism that I'm talking about, and I'm really working on this. My art activism, I consider the main value. Yeah.
And you think that that's your like inspiration for most of your art as well, right? Like
Now,
what you
recent
just,
years, yes.
yeah, recently, exactly. And when you are not doing like your activism, let's say through your art, what is it that inspires you to create?
The world. I love life. Even like of course, like everybody's difficulties or problems seem bigger for them, right? But when we compare people's life, for example, you will never compare your problems with Frida Kahlo's problems. So similarly, when I compare like my teenagers, I really understand like sometimes I had like harsher periods in my life. Like those, but even in those cases when I was so down, I lost my father. I basically didn't see colors. Like I was walking and I couldn't see the colors. Like I was focusing, okay, this is yellow, but I couldn't see that. Like even those like deep down parts, the periods, I started to move on. I never thought about suicide. I don't know, and then started to love life again. I don't know, like I walk and then wow, this is a beautiful tree. I don't know, like every day I wonder like how beautiful the world is, and then oh how beautiful the clouds are. I don't know, like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day
yeah.
this happens every day. So life, yeah, life is great,
That's
and
cool.
it inspires
Yeah.
me every day apart from activism.
That's cool. And yeah, like for people who doesn't know LuizA, she's like the most, like the brightest person that I've ever met, because she's always, she has a smile on her face. She's always like bringing some positivity to the group or to the people that we are with. So I'm serious. So it's so nice that you can also like speak or like communicate that through your art because of course, like, the world is not always shiny, and yeah, we always have like to focus on the positivity and the good things, and you definitely do that with your art. And I congratulate you because you are doing it, you are doing the thing that you love, and you are doing it, you know, like, you're just bringing positivity with it. So that's just great. um and lastly, you know, like, I wanted to know what is like the future for you, like any projects coming up or like anything special in your career.
Of course, but before that, if you would allow me,
Mhm.
I would like to just like quickly show some activism. I mean, some paintings that I
Oh,
want to do, and yeah, like also I want to show some of the materials that can be a little bit crazy, but I create with. Is that fine?
okay.
I
Yeah,
want
that's
to
fine.
show like two examples. Like the first
Mhm.
one is my mother's X-ray.
Okay.
That
Oh
I
yeah, I see it.
and I don't know why, like my mom has some liver issues, and I think it's because of that that I started to think about different organs. Like the life goes on, and then there are different stages of our lives. The first stage is when we face death. Like some people face death at early age, some people later, like me. And like I started to feel death, and of course I created through that. And then you start to have health issues, your you know, like closest people and yourself, and you start to think about your body, your organs separately. So I started to, so I call named this painting the liver spirit, because I was thinking about the liver. I don't know why, like it can be I also created about lungs, but still it's not in a complete version. So this is this, and another one. So I started not to comb my hair, because I started to see like my hair can be a very good material for me to create. So basically,
Okay, cool.
morning, I'm combing with my hair and with my
Mhm.
hands, and then like one by one I'm laying my hair, and some hair, of course, I'm using for different things. It's a surprise that is in the future project. And another one is this, that is like a universe.
Okay.
from,
Yeah.
from and in fact I created this from the last country in Asia. I was traveling, and then I came to Armenia, that is Myanmar. And here it's a symbol that a Myanmarese man looked, read my palm. And because it was very difficult to accept my faith, like it was coronavirus, it was uncertain. I left everything in China, my life, my career, my apartment, my paintings. So I started to accept my faith with this painting and using my hair here.
But can you show us where is that located? Like, where is in the red part?
The palm, he was reading my palm, and he
Ah, I
had some
see.
ancient way to write your the picture that they see on your hand.
Mm.
Like there is this kind of book, but like there was an man, Ketut, who was also thinking. And I went to Indonesia, and I found that I found Wayan in Eat Pray Love. So there was I like this kind of spiritual thing. So he painted this, and I said like, okay, this is a palm image, but in fact in Armenian we say faith is written on your forehead. That's why I made this one on the forehead.
I see.
Do you want to know? Yeah. Is that fine? Could you see that?
Well, now the images are breaking out a little bit, but we actually could see it like before when you were explaining it. So yeah, I think I saw the material that you were using there. But yeah, I mean, I was wondering, now that the image is really not like super well, but I was wondering if you have that painting that I really love from you. Is the one that is like the woman, and in the hair she has like some shells or things from the sea. Do you have it there by any chance?
That one is in China.
Mm.
Yeah, but I would
Uh,
like to show something from Shell if you want. But so here we have, this is like also like created 7 years ago. There is a mermaid inside. I don't know if it's visible. but yeah, like there is a little mermaid inside. um but I think that there is another two paintings that you would also be interested. It was about BLM, but I want to say something connected with BLM. So when I was creating, and I had some online exhibition in Shanghai
Yeah.
about BLM, it was not only about BLM for me, and because I started to watch some documentaries about Native Americans, Native Canadians, Native Australians, and of course about like the lost civilizations like Aztec, Toltecs, and everything. So and also like as an Armenian, we had genocide in our history. So I wanted to show, or for example in Tibet, like it means that every race or every color on this earth have been touched by some violence. And I created this painting. That is like the mother nature holding the four kids, which is like black, red, yellow, and white. I chose these four colors because the Hopi Indians, they have a culture even before the Columbus, like the great Columbus. Uh,
Okay.
okay, so this is art
Yeah, I
activism.
will
I
not
want
speak
to
about it
say,
because I also have my thoughts in that matter.
yeah. Yeah, so like that person came and he introduced the white and everything to this continent. But before him, the Hopi Indians, they used to grow four colors of corn because they knew already without traveling. They knew from their ancient knowledge that there exist four races on earth.
Wow,
That's why I made these
interesting.
four colors, especially because of the four colors of corn. And this is the mother nature, and I don't know why, but shell starts to inspire me as an energy and in the womb, because as a woman I feel this energy a lot. So and here there are some words written, because when I watch these documentaries and also the BLM movement, like how these black people and also Latino people were treated, and also in history like Africans, Armenians, lots of other nations, I started to feel like that kind of things, that kind of events, they leave lots of emotional and psychological trauma.
Yeah,
And I
that
wanted
was
to,
passed through generations, I
yes,
believe.
exactly, because 1915 was the genocide, but until now, I'm having that trauma. But so I wanted to say that here I wrote some words about curing your souls, your minds, your wounds. Because when I like I really want, like physically, emotionally, psychologically, but also I want the forgiveness to those people who committed the violence. So I also want to cure those people. So this is
Yeah.
like the general forgiveness and prayer for everybody.
It's
And the
beautiful.
last
And you
part,
know what? Actually,
yes,
you said that in the tummy, like in the womb, like it has like kind of like the shape of shell. And that's funny because actually our brand Ekiitaya, it also has the shell. And I was inspired in order to create this logo. I was inspired also like in the sea and in our fingerprints because it's also related, like to our origins, and that's like our motto in this brand. So yeah, it's really nice also that you brought that, because I remember that we also have that values that, let's say, in our brand. So
so
you
many
were
things.
we're connected. So you were gonna mention us now about your projects, your future projects, right?
Yes. Okay, can I just show one more? I will keep it
Okay.
short.
Okay.
So
Yeah, sure.
this is
Mm,
this is about war. This is about the soldiers who are dead protecting Armenia
yeah.
right now, and that's a serious issue. Like it doesn't seem serious because we are protecting, but if we don't protect, we will end up like being Toltecs or Aztecs, like
Of
being
course.
totally exterminated from the earth. But until now, we can hold on. The world is like, okay, you can handle it, and we are silent. Even if it happens, they will say regretting, like this is something I'm fighting with my activism. So Here we have just Armenian situation, like bombarding the churches. That is like war crime, cultural war crime, and like just missing the home and missing the peaceful sleep that everybody has it, and just like our soldiers who are there and going out. I want to end with this part with saying that my art activism is directed to two things. The first is common person's ignorance. Like, don't be ignorant, because if it's not you, your family, your country, one day it can be you or maybe not. But if you want people to care about you, then you have to care about others also. Speak up about Latino culture, speak about Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, of course, but
Yes.
when something happens to Armenians, you say white people, Armenian lives matter. Something happens to Black people, we say that. Second one is directed to the solution. I'm searching solutions for the true side of the history. Like, why do we learn about Columbus from this side? We need to know the facts without adjectives, just the facts. What happened? So my second activism is to republish the history books, because if we don't teach our kids about the true side of the history, we are not going to change anything. Look at Black Lives Matter. 4 years ago, same thing happened. 4 years later, same thing happens. 4 years later, it will happen because we don't change our history books, our education. So this is something about activism.
Yeah. That's, yeah, I mean, it's great because actually, yeah, we're like also of so many things, especially this one, like in the education, we are all like, we continue teaching the same history, which is not well written, or it was written by the people who colonized or the people who wanted to, have the power. So of course, like, those recommendations are just great. I hope that we can change also our system, and that's the way you are fighting, like, through your art, and that's just great. And yeah, any other things to show us, or can we
yeah,
like continue with the future projects that you are currently thinking about?
Yeah, as you saw, the last two paintings were framed. I did it today and I brought it here because I was having the interview. But I'm preparing them for an exhibition sale, and we are going to donate that money to Armenian Handmadetalks, which is the fundraiser foundation to help our soldiers, because basically we are alone from the world and we have to handle ourselves. So I'm using my power for now. When someone else needs, I will help again.
That's cool. And when is that exhibition happening? Like this next
That
week?
exhibition, yes, exactly. Like next Friday, that is like 13th of November. We are three artists, and we are doing that exhibition to speak about the issues like recognize Artsakh, which is that a part that Stalin gave to Azerbaijan, which is like ancient Armenian land. Like the churches are, I don't know, back to which century. Yeah, so that is, I can tell you about more, like I can share the event.
Yeah, of course. Like, we can put it here in the comments or in the copy of this video, and I will be like super glad to do that. Okay, so thank you so much, LuizA, to join us in this Handmade Talks. It was an honor for me to have you here and to speak with you about your art and the situations. We even at the end we spoke about politics. So anyways, it's like not like something that we cannot avoid. So yeah, basically, thank you so much, and I hope like I wish all the best for you and your art, and of course I hope that the situation in Armenia goes well. And yeah, basically, I will see you all guys in another Handmade Talk session. I'm thinking about doing this every weekend with different artists, with different handmade makers. So I hope that you guys can share this video or the previous video where I show the shekere from Kevin. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Say goodbye, Lisa, because we're saying goodbye right now. Thank you so much again. And I see you guys in the next Handmade Talk session. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.